Well, in that story, you would have seen our meteorologist, Duduzi Mthembu, speaking about this dust storm. Well, he joins me now in front of this weather map. And Duduzi, talk about this dust storm. What causes these? Are they predictable? Because it seemed like most of us were caught by surprise.
It is possible to predict if a dust storm will occur, especially in a case like today's, where we know already that it is very dry over the interior, and it was a drought in the past couple of years. So the soil is open, and with strong winds that was associated with this cold front, we did anticipate a possible dust storm. But the main thing that we were anticipating for today was the possibility of veld fires.
So what causes a dust storm?
A dust storm is actually caused by strong winds that is blowing over open surfaces. As you can remember very well, that we have been going through a very terrible drought. So the ground cover has been damaged, meaning the soil is left open. So with some strong winds, it will pick up the soil and result in dust storm.
The winds were not abnormal, they kind of usual, but what's different is this, we've got this exposed dust that's got caught up with this wind. Yeah,
we actually call this month in isiZulu Ntulikazi. It means dusty. So we actually do get a lot of strong winds, as was the case today. There was a very strong cold front passing over the country. So that cold front was also associated with very strong winds, which picked up the dust and resulted in the dusty conditions we saw today.
All right, so what happens the rest of this evening and in the coming days?
Okay, this cold front is currently passing through the Gauteng and the Free State province, and it's moving towards the Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal provinces. So tonight we can still expect some strong winds over the Gauteng province and the Free State.
Yeah.
And the main thing...
Show me. So is this all around here?
Okay, this is the Free State province, and this is over the Gauteng province.
Right.
You can see the winds are from the southwest direction, an average of 30 kilometers per hour over the Free State, and an average of 20 kilometers per hour over the Gauteng province. And as the cold front moves tonight, as you can see, it's moving further east by tomorrow, meaning that we can expect the strong winds to be over the Mpumalanga province by tomorrow. But tonight you can still expect just some strong winds compared to normal.
30 kilometers an hour, that can knock somebody over.
Yeah, it can actually, in an open area.
Yeah.
It can knock someone
So this
down.
is quite dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
So what should we be telling our viewers then?
The most important thing that we should be telling our viewers is the possibility of out-of-control fires, especially in informal settlements. And as you can see, as this is a cold front, it will produce very cold conditions here. So people might need to warm themselves up tonight, and then they might even use dangerous or really dangerous warming equipments like izimbawula, which may result in fires damaging large areas.
So this is the kind of recipe that we saw in Knysna with those fires in the Eastern Cape. High winds, because then it's very difficult to contain them.
Yeah, it is actually the very same thing. It was a cold front as well, but it was from this side now. And this cold front to be here, it started from the west. So it is also bringing these rainy conditions overnight with a 60% in the south coast and 30% in the adjacent interior. But as it moves further east, it loses moisture. That's why here it remains dry. And the main thing is the wind. Tonight it will be quite windy over the Eastern Free State and over the Gauteng province. So both of these provinces are a fire alert for tonight.
So the rest of the week, this is all going to disappear?
This cold front will be moving further east and will be over the Mpumalanga and KZN provinces tomorrow. But there is another cold front that we expect to be making landfall tomorrow morning over the Western Cape. It's bringing windy conditions, but the main thing that we are hopeful for is the rainfall that will be over the western parts of the country.
All right. So, but Gauteng, Joburg, Free State, we should be fine?
Out of this cold front, it's just still tonight, then it's moving over to the eastern provinces. So the winds will lighten gradually going to the morning.
All right. Duduzi, thank you very, very much indeed. Okay, so that's a relief. I don't have to get out my gas heater from tomorrow, but be careful of winds in Gauteng, Free State. But the Western Cape, I've always wanted to do this weather thing. But one thing I need to clear up with you, when they say 30% chance, explain that. Does that mean there's a 30% chance of rain everywhere, or 30% chance of rain in parts of this area?
Okay, I'll start. You see all this shade of light blue?
Yeah.
It's an area, it's a surface area.
Right.
So out of this area, let's suppose this area, 100% of this area is the total of this area.
Yes.
But when I say 30% of this area, I mean out of this whole area, only 30% of it can get rainfall.
Okay, but you're not exactly sure where in the area, but you know that it's going to rain in 30% of the area.
Yeah. Then the chances increases to this area, meaning 60% of this area will get rain.
Will experience some
when
rain.
It's 80%, it means most of that area will get rain. And then when it's 100% of the area, it means all of that area will be getting rainfall.
All right. Okay, so that was my attempt at the weather. We're going to take a break as I practice my meteorology skills. Yeah, 30-30, what?